Hello, this is Ken Latham with SD&D Designs. I am the design guy. Today, what we're going to do is go through AnnoSets Primer. So far, everything that I've seen has been showing how to set up annotation sets, but not necessarily how to use them. So today, we're going to show you how to use them, how to incorporate those into your drawing sets. And once you know how to incorporate them and you see the function and the use of them, you can go back to other videos to see how to actually set them up. Okay, now we'll go to the next page. So here what I've got is two views that I've sent to layout. So as we go in and look at this, this is the floor plan, typical of what you're used to seeing. All the text at the standard size for whatever you're using. In my case would be 1/4 inch. Then here I went to the side and we do braced wall panel layouts. Some people may call them shear walls. In our area of the country, they are called braced wall panels. So as I went through here, this is exactly the same floor plan as what we have there. The difference is I laid these out to a lower scale. But if you look, this text between here and here appear to be the same for the title. Like the framing notes, here to here, the text is all the same. So what I've done is gone through and set those up using the annotation sets, and I'll give you an idea of how I'm going to do that in just a moment. We'll switch over to the drawing. Okay, now we've transitioned over into the floor plan where we can actually start to see some of these annotation sets in action. You'll notice that up here I've got my annotation set for wall 1/4 inch scale annotations, and then I have a layer set called wall plan view. You can name these the same as long as you know the two relate. That's all that you need to have. So as I go through, you'll notice everything is set, and I don't use hardly any of the default layers from Chief Architect. When I go in and I'll look at these annotations, you'll see that I set up my own layers for floor plan CAD, my own dimension set for floor plans, rich text. Here I've set up my own annotation set. I've got my own current CAD layer, which is turned on with the use of the annotation set. Everything I've set up is individual for this particular set. So, and you'll notice the layer set goes to wall plans view. So as I'm drawing, everything automatically goes on its own layer. Okay, so let's transition out of this. Let's give you an idea of what I'm talking about. If I go into floor framing, okay, so I go to floor framing, annotations, you'll see that set changes up, and there is just the floor framing. When I go in and I draw a line, you may notice down here that it says my current CAD layer is FF CAD floor framing. Anytime I draw a line, that's where that line is going to go. So I'm going to hit W on the keyboard, draw a line, touch that line and open it up, and you'll see its layer is FF CAD floor framing. Just delete that line. Let's go look at another annotation set. Now let's go into braced wall panels. So here what I do is all the layers are the same. I do have braced wall panel layers in here, but you notice everything else that's not pertinent to this drawing goes away. This one I actually do print out. This is one I showed you on a previous page. This one I actually do print out at 1/8 inch scale for this drawing. So if we go through and look at each piece of this text, you'll notice this text is very large in comparison to standard. Now, the reason being is that's what I'm trying to use to be able to show it bigger on my layout. The 1/4 inch scale should be set up at 1/4 inch scale. when I'm setting up something at 1/8 of an inch scale, I still want my text to look the same when it goes out at 1/8 of an inch scale. So the 1/4 and the 1/8, as you look at the layout, they are both the same size. Okay, also if I go up to the second floor and look here, what I've done, you'll see it says 1/4 inch or wall 1/4 inch scale annotations, which was the same I used on the first. Also do use one called wall second floor. And while everything goes in exactly the same layers, what you'll see is I've got a different roof line here that's in a very light gray. Same thing here, very light gray. That way it doesn't stand out, it kind of hides into that background. Alright, from there, if we go in and we look at the roof annotations, so roof annotations here, and once again everything is set up that when I do text, if we go look at this text, that text is in RF text roofs. I just use RF. Most people would use text roofs. For a line they'd use CAD roofs, say for example. The way you set it up is up to you. It works either way. So anyway, let's walk through one of these and let's just take a look at it. Okay, let's go in and let's look at one of the annotation sets that I've set up. We're going to go into braced wall panel 1/8 inch scale annotations. So click on the red A here for annotation sets. That will give us actually looking inside of that annotation set. So here we go, open that up, and you'll see that we have the name of that annotation set, what I have put in as a current layer. You'll notice the dimensions actually has its own braced wall panel designation, 1/8 inch scale dimension. Same for the rich text, the callouts, the markers, the arrows, and then the layer set that this annotation set invokes. So I'm going to jump out of here for just a second, and you'll notice up here that when I choose the braced wall panel annotation set here, that my braced wall panel plan set layers come up. And that would hold true to any of the annotation sets. Let's go back and look at the floor framing. Okay, there you'll notice that when I change to the floor framing here, that I got a floor framing layer set. So those have things turned on and off the way that I want them. In this case, we're up on the second floor. There's no framing up above that. I'd have to go down to be able to see it. Alright, let's go back to the 1/8 inch braced wall panel annotation sets, and let's look deeper into it. Okay, the name is self-explanatory. The current CAD layer is just saying anytime I draw something, a line, put it on that layer. Okay, if we look at the dimensions are controlled by your defaults. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to edit and take a look at that default. So when I look at the layer where that's going, it's going into BWP manual dimensions. The text style is just a standard 1/8 of an inch text dimension, but the main thing is it's going into that layer. Okay, if we go in and look at rich text, you should see the same thing there. It's going into BWP text. Callouts, same thing. You'll see that the callouts would go to BWP callouts. That way I never end up with something on the wrong layer. It's always where I want to have it at. Arrow styles, same thing. You set up however big you want your arrow. And then the layer set here and that is the one that you want to have the annotation set bring forward for you. So once again, if we look at this, that goes directly to there. That's all that is. Okay. Hopefully that'll give you a quick idea of how I use annotation sets. And if you go back and look at some of the videos that other people have done, Scott has done some. You can search the web. The Chief Architect has done some as well. And I think if you start to understand how these annotation sets are working, then you'll understand more how to use them and how to set them up. So this is Ken Latham. You have a great day. I'll talk to you later.